Well, great. It's been a real pleasure to work on this project, and we've been talking about it maybe 2 years. You'll notice we're walking along a ditch, particularly for the latter half of this hike. We're going to hike parallel to the railroad line. Trains will go by while we're out there. In this little section of ditch, which is a humble section of ditch, has been something we've developed some passion for. So we've been out to this little section of ditch probably on the order of 24 times to see how it's going. It's always different. It's perplexing how this ditch varies.
The surface of the water is higher over here than the land is over here, so there is a net hydraulic gradient. You can actually at some times see the seepage coming underneath the berm and going down. How many of you recognize this stuff in my hand? Pickleweed. Has anyone never tasted pickleweed? Taste some pickleweed. Pull off a little piece and eat it. It will not hurt you. Pickleweed really thrives down here, and whenever you see pickleweed, you know that the soil has a very high salt content. Ah, there we go. Oh, it tastes really good. Okay.
Like salt, yes.
Right. If you like salt taste. Did you get pickleweed?
No thanks.
You don't want any pickleweed? That soft black mud goes down several feet. The person who walked there was probably ending up to ankle, maybe calf depth, and sometimes it gets worse. That's black mud. Black mud is black because it contains large quantities of iron sulfide, which supports the growth of bacteria, which use the energy in the iron-sulfur bond to grow with their chemolithoautotrophs. And the net result is that even down in the black mud, there are a lot of bacteria, and those bacteria are at the bottom of the food chain too. And when they carry out this process, they release hydrogen sulfide. They actually release sulfur, but it becomes very quickly in the process hydrogen sulfide because it's in an aqueous environment. And the hydrogen sulfide gas bubbles up as, what smell?
Oh, rotten eggs.
Rotten egg smell. The salt marshes are amongst the most productive of any land area in the world. All of these areas in which there is a changing environment are very rich in species. Roughly 30% of the carbon that's sequestered on land is sequestered either in present-day salt marshes and wetlands or in fossil wetlands, which we call peat. A good healthy salt marsh may be worth $400,000 per acre per year in carbon credits because of the amount of carbon it's taken up. You can see this stuff on the bottom. That's living material. I'm taking a sample of it now. It is something in there.
Wayne takes photographs in the field through a microscope. So he does, we're working on a hiking with a field microscope theme.
All right, we should see a bunch of stuff in there. There we go. Okay, hold that for a minute. Yeah, they're in there. I'm going to see what's in here now. You may need to focus, get your hands ready. This is a hands-on interactive deal. You got to be prepared to grab the knobs, turn the controls, and twiddle with it. It will not explode. Do you see a green thing?
Yeah.
The green, do you recognize the green thing? Cyanobacteria. When you consider their tiny size, they're racing by you and I have movies made of these. At 1000x magnification, it's quite dramatic. I actually set some of it to music. It's like a dance.
We keep going back to visit. Wayne was here a week ago, gave the microorganisms a pep talk, said we were coming back out, and they're looking fairly perky as I understand it. And I take photographs from kites and poles, as it turns out, but I take these low-level aerial photographs with slightly oddball scale. And we realized that we both looked at the same place in very different ways, and that the juxtaposition of those views was very interesting. So we started hiking together, and we continue to hike together to this day.
I have been following, and Cris has been following from looking down on them, the changes in populations, the changes in communities that take place in concert with these changes in salinity.